Today on Listen Up, marriage under fire. Concluding that rings and vows don't really matter, but do they? That's next. Welcome to Listen Up. I'm Lorna Duick. Today we're bringing you an inside scoop on some interviews we've done on marriage. The concept conjures up white weddings and happiness ever after. Or does it? For many, it's a tough reality ending in broken hearts and broken families. And we tackle just why marriage is so tough and what can be done to make it better. Take a look. Infidelity, spousal abuse, just plain falling out of love. Some 4 out of every 10 marriages in North America end in divorce today. So perhaps it's not surprising that the number of couples choosing to say "I do" is declining, and the number of couples who live together is on the rise. In Canada and parts of the United States, marriage has recently undergone a complete redefinition, giving same-sex couples the legal right to marry. Meanwhile, polygamy appears to be the next hurdle facing traditional marriage. Legal experts say the current polygamy ban in Canada could fall to a constitutional challenge based on religious freedom. Well, while we all celebrate those marriages who can endure for decades, experts are saying it's time we celebrate every stage of marriage, and we'll take you to activists who are doing their part to ensure we re-educate about the value that marriage has for our culture and for our personal happiness and that of our children. And we'll hear from one couple who says living together almost destroyed their marriage before it even got started. And we'll hear from a celebrated Canadian entertainer on how she pulled her marriage back from the brink of disaster. It's quite a story. You'll want to stay with us. But first, just how intense have the culture wars over marriage become? In Western society, marriage has traditionally been between one man and one woman, but that's no longer a given. And as society struggles with what marriage should look like in the future, experts say it's a struggle that's taking on epic proportions.
Well, right now, the battle on marriage is very intense. People on both sides feel very, very strongly about it. And by both sides, I mean those who believe, as I do, in the traditional definition of marriage as the conjugal union of a man and a woman. And those on the other side are people who think that marriage should be redefined.
It's an extraordinary time. You know, here we have this thing that every small tribe in Africa or South America, they all knew how to get men and women together to make and raise the next generation in this thing called marriage. And suddenly every single developed country, the places that are otherwise the best for human flourishing, you know, advanced economies and stable democracies and rule of law, every single one of them has a crisis around marriage and family.
But the world has changed, say some. Shouldn't marriage? And why should it matter to us anyway? Doesn't it all come down to a matter of freedom of choice and individual rights?
I care about marriage because it's fundamental to elevating human beings. All of us depend on the institution of marriage to carry forward a civilization, to raise children who are decent, who are secure, who are given a chance for really an honorable and worthy life. Marriage is fundamental to every society. Every society has something like marriage, and there's a reason for that.
We don't know of any society in the long term that's managed to survive without a reasonably well-functioning marriage culture.
Marriage is the essential, fundamental, best, original Department of Health, Education, and Welfare. It does what no government could possibly do. It does what no business corporation, no matter how efficient, could possibly do. Every other sector of society, government, the economy, you name it, relies on their being basically honest, responsible, disciplined, honorable people, but no institution can produce such beings except the family. And family is built on marriage.
Government is involved in marriage. Marriage is different from a romantic relationship in part because it has tangible consequences. So, I mean, government is certainly involved when marriages don't happen, because government is paying for and regulating the lives of families. They're going to fathers who are not married, and they're ordering them to pay child support. They're telling mothers when their children must visit their fathers. I mean, you want government involved in your family life. Get a divorce or don't get married. And government is going to be involved in heavily regulating every aspect of your family life, and taxpayers are going to pay for it.
The whole community has to support marriage. Marriage is not a private issue. This is a mistake a lot of people make. They think that marriage is a private matter. No society in the history of mankind has ever been foolish enough to treat marriage as a private matter.
The impulse to marriage that's written on every human heart is a desire for a lasting union that means something not only to yourself, not only inside myself, but has an impact. It means something to my friends, to my family, to my partner, to my children in the larger society. And ultimately for religious people, you know, it's grounded in a sense that this is what God wants us to do. But marriage exists in every known society, whether you're religious or not.
When we return, when the going gets tough, the tough go for help, how marriage mentoring could save your relationship. But first, let's take it to the street. What do you think makes a great marriage?
A lot of sex.
Are you married yourself?
Yeah.
So, and are you happy?
Yeah.
Great. And why do you think the divorce rate is so high, 1 out of every 2?
Not enough sex.
Just to spend more time, get to know the person, don't rush into it. I guess sometimes you have to rush into certain religions, but other than that, just take your time, see how it goes. Don't worry.
I think you really have to be happy and satisfied with who you're with, not just take a relationship for what it is. I know when I was younger, it was get married because that's what you had to do. And I think now that you're older, you think about it, and if you don't want to be with that person, don't.
There's more to listen up than what you see on TV. Check out our website. You'll find blogs to comment on, questions to answer, polls to take, and clips to watch. Pay us a visit and tell us what you think. Is marriage still relevant? You'll find us at listenuptv.com. It's called Marriage Savers, a U.S.-based approach to driving down divorce rates, cohabitation rates, and making marriage beautiful. Is it working? Take a look.